So, as we continue our discussion in the audiophile category, of course, we're going to land on today's iconic brand. That is Diamond Audio, known for its innovative designs and signature sound, especially from back in the day. They have continued this legacy by expanding their offering. And today we're going to be talking about system building, which of course will involve different categories of product. We've got their product expert, KEVIN Siegel, joining us, and we're going to get right into it. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Diamond Audio. And it starts now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we're talking high-end audio with Diamond Audio. Man, I remember Diamond Audio from back in the day. It was the go-to reference set of speakers. Well, today's Diamond Audio has certainly matured and has kept up with the times, because today their catalog is thicker than ever before and can really partner up with the store to provide everything that you need. Specifically, though, today we're talking about that high-end critical listener customer. Now, we've got KEVIN in the studio with us. KEVIN, welcome to the show. What are we going to be talking about on today's Connected?
Hey, Ben, thanks for having me. Yes, today we're going to talk about the hex speakers and the DES speakers, along with DSPs and our integration for lock systems. You got to check these products out.
Well, KEVIN, it sounds like we're talking about the important components it's going to take to build a high-quality sound system. But first, we're going to offer an opportunity for our partner, SiriusXM, to remind you dealers out there why it's always an excellent upgrade. And when we come back, let's get into Diamond Audio and what they got cooking when it comes to audiophile-grade sound.
Hi, Paul Truman here with SiriusXM. We reached out to some of our partners in the industry, and here's what they had to say.
I can't say more or enough about just what it means to have our unit working with SiriusXM. It's like we're there now.
The SiriusXM service is something consumers want, right? So it's Paul.
That allows a consumer to listen to either podcasts, entertainment, sports, all at their fingertips. It's all about engagement, and that's what SiriusXM provides.
SiriusXM is a huge component in a vehicle nowadays. Consumers expect that technology to be available both in our OEM system as well as the aftermarket upgrades that they're applying to their vehicle.
Alpine and SiriusXM, through our electronics, are able to offer the consumer on the aftermarket side SiriusXM 360L, which is an expanded platform for SiriusXM. And it's really been a beneficial relationship for us with SiriusXM.
As a dealer, just remember, we don't compete with anybody else. We are absolutely one of the best profitability accessories you can add to any head unit that is SiriusXM ready.
And welcome back to the show. Before the break, we're talking with KEVIN from Diamond Audio. Now, KEVIN, thanks for joining us once again. We're talking system building, and to build a system, there's some critical components that we need. Now, in the time constraint that we have, we're going to break this down into three different categories. First, we're going to talk about some speaker selection. Then we're going to talk about the ever-important DSP category to really fine-tune that system. And then the last thing is a tool that is, well, as important as anything else, because OEM integration is, of course, the name of the game. And Diamond now also has some pretty high-end active LOCs that we're going to be talking about. All right, so let's circle back to the speakers. The two series that we really want to cover on today's show is both Hex as well as DS. Let's start with the Hex speakers. KEVIN, from your experience, what can you tell us about the Hex speakers?
Yes, Ben, the hex speakers, man, these speakers are a tribute to our legacy products. They are designed and built with the highest and best quality materials. Our customers have been telling us for years, these products are some of the pinnacle of car audio speakers. You have to check these out.
To give us a little bit more insight, joining us now is the Canadian distribution partner for Diamond Audio in Canada. That is, of course, Dick's Performance. And Dave, welcome back to the show. Dave, you've probably been installing a couple of these Hex speakers. What can you tell us to add to the conversation?
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Kevin's totally right. You got to check the Hex speakers out. Whether it's the Silk Dome or the dampened titanium tweeter, these have unbelievable clarity and sound reproduction that just can't be matched for the price point of these. An amazing crossover. If you want to show off an audio system and you're doing a custom build and you're putting the crossovers in the trunk, not many crossovers look this good. They do have rear acoustic fill, so you can do fully active systems very easily with these and without losing a rear channel. And by far a pinnacle of their heritage at Diamond. If you know the H600s from back in the day, this is the next generation of Diamond Audio that everyone needs to hear.
So, just a quick question for Kevin here. When it comes to the Hex speakers, this seems like a series that's probably pretty deep and able to adapt to just about any system build. So, what applications are available when it comes to the Hex speakers?
Okay, Ben, yes, for the application of these speakers, they only do come in one size, a 6.5 inch. However, we have two versions for those customers that have shallow applications or they don't have a lot of room in their doors.
All right, so we move now from the very popular and legendary Hex speaker series to the DES series, a different take on high end speakers. So, Kevin, what can you tell us about the DS series of speakers?
Well, Ben, the DES series speakers come in components and coaxials in various sizes and for various applications. If you have a Ford, we have the 5x7, 6x8. You have a Chevrolet that needs 6x9 components, or a Dodge for 6x9s. We have those applications. We cover the gamut with the DES line. You want superb sound, you want high end, this is the product.
They call it Diamond Elite Series for a reason. With these speakers, we get premium sound at a premium price. And by premium price, I mean you're going to save a lot of money and get a lot of quality of speaker. There's a lot of trickle down here from the Hex series of speakers, that rear acoustic fill, the same quality and tolerances that you find in the high-end lines, with all the vehicle fitment applications and plates you're going to need to get them to fit behind those factory panels. No longer do you need a pro install to get pro audio.
All right, so moving on our conversation along, the next piece we want to talk about is DSP. Now, I, for one, was a little bit curious because, well, I'll tell you, there's different opinions on this. So I'm just going to ask you straight up, Kevin. When it comes to building an audiophile grade system for your customer, what do you feel is the importance, or how important is it to incorporate DSP into that system design?
Well, Ben, DSP is a must have. You cannot build a high end system without a DSP today. And what makes our DSP so unique is two things. One, how small it is, and two, how easy it is to use the software. The software gives you so much flexibility from time alignment to crossover settings to multiple bands of EQs in two different versions, a 6-channel or an 8-channel.
I'm going to say that the DSP is probably the most important thing we're talking about during Audiophile Week. I believe it's more important than the speakers or the amplifiers we choose. Because if we have a bad source, or we have bad time alignment, or we have bad crossover points, all that other product was a waste. So, being that Diamond is an audiophile company, DSPs were at the top of their list for rehash. They built an amazing new DSP this year. The 6.6 and the 8.8 have been great sellers. They're easy to install. And you can reference all the videos we've done in the past. These are a must-learn item. They are a leader to sell the rest of the product. These are a great add-on item, and they are a must.
And as Dave mentioned right there, please go on to cmanetworks.com. Just do a quick search for Diamond Audio, type in the word DSP. We've got some extensive videos on the GUI, how they work, all the different parameters. But for the purpose of this video, we found out the truth, and that is absolutely include DSPs when you're building a system for that high-end audio customer. Now, last but not least, the third category here, and arguably maybe one of the most relevant things that are going on right now in the industry, is that of OEM integration. Let's be honest, these cars are not getting easier to put car audio gear into. Lucky for us, there are brands like Diamond Audio that have come up with solutions and high-end solutions to boot, such as their all-new line of active LOCs. What can you tell us about these, Kev?
Look, Ben, we have 5 locks integration modules in our lineup. We have a 2-channel, which is 2 in, 2 out, a 2-4, which is unique, 2 in, 4 out, a 4-channel, 4 in, 4 out, a 6-channel, 6 in, 6 out, and an 8-channel, 8 in, 8 out. You absolutely have to have one of these if you're going to integrate into almost any system these days. Why you need them? Well, it gives you built-in load resistors and variable voltage output. So you could actually set your system to anything or any volume you need to get the most clean, best sounding output you need for your system.
Yeah, Kevin's right. They've given us a really good set of locks, LOCs to use on all of our factory integration systems. We use these as line driving Y splitters. Why split the cables up and split up all that voltage when you can do 1 in on the 8 channel and 8 out? We use these to build systems with high power outputs and clean signals, meaning that we don't have to mix things up with cable selections. We can just do it right from the LOC. On top of that, they offer the BE1, which is one step further from the 2.2 LOC, adding bass restoration and bass enhancement circuits, which means you can take all of that old rock and old jazz music and really pump up the bass.
I want to take this opportunity and thank both Kevin from Diamond Audio as well as Dave from Dick's Performance for joining us on today's Connected. Now, if you want more information on any of the products featured on today's show, make sure you head on over to the official website over at diamondaudio.com. And of course, if you happen to be a dealer in Canada, definitely connect with the folks at Dick's Performance, as they are the distribution partner for all things Diamond Audio north of the border. Now, the takeaway from this, as you can see, Diamond Audio is not messing around when it comes to high-end audio gear. They have provided all the tools, all the technology required to deliver that premium sound to your customer. Because premium sound is not just about the components, but about the system you put together to deliver that performance. Whether it's an OEM integration challenge you may have of getting that clean signal, like just outlined just now, or we're talking about dialing the system with the DSP, and of course the high quality components such as both the HEX and the DES speakers that we talked about. At the end of the day, if you take a deeper dive into the Diamond Audio catalog, I think you will be hard pressed to find another similar catalog that offers you not only the quality components, but the solutions to make your future dream audio system a reality. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.